Huge crowds descended on the beautiful Cheshire countryside to the sun-drenched 2.26-mile Oulton Park circuit and were treated to another weekend of all-action unpredictability in the Dunlop MSA British Touring Car Championship. Colin Turkington had scored Silverline Subaru BMR Racing's first pole position after the Ulsterman set a stunning pace during an exciting session at Oulton Park. Eurotech Racing's new man Dan Lloyd impressed once more, slotting his Honda Civic Type R into a storming second on the grid. It's always a festival-like atmosphere at Oulton, and the spectators packing the banks and grandstands on Sunday were treated to a fever-pitched afternoon of entertainment. Off the line in race one, Sam Tordoff leapt into second, immediately passing Lloyd's Honda as the cars made their way down to Old Hall. Turkington had also made a strong getaway from his pole position berth and was able to resist the attentions of Tordoff's team JCT 600 with Gardex BMW in the early running, keeping a half-a-second cushion in hand. The double BTCC champion looked able to stretch his legs when pushed by the Yorkshireman behind, and duly he built a lead of a couple of seconds come mid-race. The sister BMW of Rob Collard, meanwhile, was in a spin down at the hairpin, leaving him down the order, and Gordon Shedden started to make his mark with a pass on Lloyd at the same spot for third. In the first of their squabbles of the day, MG Racing RCIB insurance man Josh Cook got the better of experienced Halfords USA Racing racer Matt Neal out of Deer Leap, making the move stick by turn one. Battles were igniting too throughout the midfield as a gaggle gathered behind the handy motorsport Toyota of Rob Austin. The pace in the Subaru of Jason Plato became evident towards the halfway stage of the race as he set the fastest lap and passed Lloyd. Another move made to stick down at the hairpin. Rookie Lloyd eventually finished sixth after Tom Ingram's Toyota pulled up alongside the Eurotech Racing machine on the run to the finish line and went on to clinch fifth by just 0.139 of a second. Once Plato was past Lloyd, the cork was out of the bottle, and a classic BTCC to-and-fro battle ensued between his Lavorg and the orange Honda Civic Type R of old adversary Gordon Shedden. With weight in the Honda, Shedden had to produce a masterclass in defensive driving. After several failed attempts, Plato finally made his way through after a valiant effort from the Scot with a better run up Deer Leap. Rear-wheel drive and no success ballast on board, undoubtedly helping Jason Plato's cause. Ash Sutton tumbled down the pack from sixth place on the same lap as part of an Ingram scrap and the other MG of Josh Cook. The latter took seventh behind Ingram and Lloyd, whilst Aaron Smith and Matt Neal followed in eighth and ninth respectively. Andrew Jordan's Pertec Racing Ford Focus completed the top 10. Out front, Turkington had things covered with Tordoff at arm's length, and the race was won in faultless style. An historic first victory in the BTCC for Subaru, made even sweeter by Plato's presence on the podium. Tordoff then made it 9 winners in 11 rounds as the team JCT 600 with Gardex man produced a stunning, measured drive in the day's second contest. The BMW blasted off the line once again, past pole sitter Colin Turkington, and from there he never looked back. The race had begun in fairly dramatic fashion, with a series of incidents leading to a brief early safety car period. Aaron Smith's Volkswagen ran wide at Cascades on the opening lap, shortly before Rob Austin's Toyota made contact with Jake Hill at the Ireland hairpin. The knock-on effect speared Hill into Matt Jackson's Ford Focus, although the latter would go on to have a competitive race. Rob Collard was surging his way up the order once more following the race one spin, this time from 23rd on the grid. The West Surrey racing driver picked off car after car and was soon into the top 10. Collard then joined Josh Cook and Matt Neal in a three-way tussle for sixth, which would eventually end the BMW man's challenge. The MG Racing RCIB insurance driver was determined to keep the triple champion at bay. The pair went side by side making contact towards Cascades, but both the Honda and MG continued with only minor cosmetic damage. Bad luck struck once again on the day for WSR's Collard. He saw off Neal on lap 10 and made his way past Cook's MG 2 tours later. No sooner had he seemingly secured the move, however, than the BMW 125i M Sport ran wide on the exit of Old Hall. He returned to the circuit immediately in front of Cook, and the two touched, which broke a right rear suspension on Collard's machine. He limped back to the pit lane and fell down the order. Out front, it couldn't have been more different for the sister WSR BMW of Tordoff. A serene, controlled victory with menacing pace. Once again, 2 Subarus, those of Turkington and Plato, made up the remainder of the podium. Holford's USA Racing's Matt Neal secured victory in the final BTCC race at Oulton Park, and the outfit had originally looked in place to score a 1-2 finish after Gordon Shedden muscled his way past Josh Cook's MG on the opening lap. The 2 bright orange Civic Type Rs immediately set about pulling away from the rest of the field. Cook became embroiled in a fairly heated debate with Tom Ingram's Toyota as the pair tapped and nudged their way through the entire contest. Rob Collard, meanwhile, was making his presence felt with a staggering drive, his day already brimming with overtaking manoeuvres. There were more to come. The seasoned racer had seemingly carved his way through the field in each of the Oulton Park races, but misfortune had up to that point prevented him from scoring a real result. He would not be denied in race 3, however, as he stormed from 25th through the field. Shedden was never close enough to challenge his teammate, and then disaster struck for the Scotsman on the penultimate lap when a puncture, apparently after hitting a curb, forced him out of contention. Meanwhile, Collard beat Turkington's Subaru to the line by just 41 thousandths for a stunning 6th, given the circumstances. The Cook-Ingram battle would eventually play into the hands of the experienced Jason Plato. Ingram was run onto the grass as the gaggle of cars headed down to Lodge for the final time. The Speedworks star was determined not to let Cook past, but in holding up his rival, he merely opened the door for the Silverline Subaru BMR racing car of Plato to run around the outside and steal the final place on the podium. Despite being shuffled slightly down the order, young gun Ingram still went on to take his 3rd independence victory of the day, matching his best ever weekend points haul in the process. Torod's win sees him top Neal by just 1 point in the overall championship, with both drivers now pulling clear of the chasing pack headed by Shedden and Rob Collard. WSR leads the manufacturer's constructors points tally, whilst Team JCT 600 with Gardex tops the High-Q teams table. MG Racing RCIB insurance driver Ash Sutton maintained his advantage in the Jack Sears Trophy. The Dunlop MSA British Touring Car Championship now moves on to Croft in North Yorkshire in 2 weeks' time, the weekend of June the 18th and 19th.
Well, Jason, what a weekend it's been. You arrived here with nothing. You're leaving with 3 drivers' trophies, including one for the first win for the Subaru with Colin Turkington.
Great weekend. You know, we Thruxton was a real kick in the teeth for us. Actually, we weren't expecting that, and it was a big decision. And whilst it was never any doubt in the team's mind that it would come good, we were kind of secretly looking forward to this one because, we'd done quite a lot of development in rounds 1 and 2. We needed to wait for this inlet manifold, which would make the engine breathe a bit better. It doesn't give any more power; it just allows us to utilise the boost we've been given. We were feeling a bit spicy for this one. I mean, a fantastic result for the team. Warren, Vicky, Silverline, Adrian, Flux Insurance, and not least Subaru. They put a lot of faith in mine and Carlos's harebrained idea. And when we pitched it, they were like, really? So yeah, big thank you to everybody. They've worked so hard, and this is a great day, monumental day for everybody. And we're back. We're back in town. We're racing. We're having fun. I haven't won a race yet, but I'm pretty close to. But yeah, 3 podiums in a day. I'm pleased with that. Good day's work.
And next up, heading to Croft, a circuit that obviously has a very special place in your heart.
Well, it's like a northern track, isn't it? Where I was brought up in Newcastle, and I'll see lots of old pals will pitch up. It's the one event where I don't mind getting the phone calls, because you know what it's like. We get phone calls at the Grand Prix. Have you got any passes? No. But at Croft, I quite like the phone ringing, because it's old pals that'll come and support, and it'll be nice to see them. I'll always stay over for the Sunday night and go and have a skinful in Newcastle, or shandy or something like that. But yeah, it's a great circuit. Look, the racing's always good up there. I think it'll suit the Subaru. It's traditionally been a rear-wheel drive track. So yeah, we've got a long way to go. We're still lacking in some areas. Our car's pretty good, not perfect yet, but for the first time this year, I'm really loving driving it. I found my little groove with it, and it feels part of me now. So yeah, can't wait for Croft.
See you there.